Just in time for Christmas, I caught up with Santa via Skype this week at his workshop in the North Pole. Here's what he had to say about his annual visit to Bermuda.
So Santa, not every home in Bermuda has a chimney for you to climb down. What's your solution?
Well, of course, I've got many secrets about how I managed to get into people's homes. I have magic keys, of course, but I found one of the best things in Bermuda is your lovely pink sand. So I have a great supply of that. I found it very magical indeed, and I sprinkle a little bit of that over the chimney tops. And if you, of course, don't have chimneys, that helps as well.
And you'll be making a lot of local deliveries. Do you have a work permit?
Well, I'm very pleased to say that I've been made an honorary Bermudian, long-term resident, I believe you call them, and I shall, of course, be bringing my papers with me to make sure that I'm allowed to deliver the toys on Christmas Eve.
Do you ever have any trouble with Bermuda customs?
Well, I found that there's no trouble with customs at all because I fill in my forms well ahead of time. Always very accurately, of course, with all of the detail right down to the final dot on the I to make sure that the customs people know what I'm bringing to your lovely island.
That 35% duty on imports is got to be a stinger this year, right?
Oh, my goodness me. Mrs. Claus, you told me nothing about the 35%. I was still working it out at 25%. I shall have to recalculate before Christmas Eve, of course.
And what about your sleigh? Do you have any cool new gadgets, or do you go old school?
I must admit that one thing I'm rather partial to is my XM satellite receiver so that I can listen to Christmas music, of course, all around the world. It's very handy.
And what's your favorite snack from Bermudian kids?
Well, this is a very difficult one to answer, Mikaela, because Bermudian children like to leave me out all sorts of cookies and nice treats, but I'm rather partial to your cassava pie. Oh, my goodness me. Mrs. Claus doesn't really appreciate me eating the amount that I do, but I do enjoy it with a bit of ginger beer sometimes as well.
Have you ever been to Bermuda on vacation?
Oh, yes, many times. And as I mentioned the other day, the funny thing is that people see me and they say, oh, there's someone who looks like Santa Claus. Well, of course, it is me. They just don't realize it.
And I'm sure some families leave you spiked eggnog. Do you drink and drive?
Well, of course, I don't drink the spiked eggnog, and I'll tell you why. If I'm able to deliver all those billions of toys around the world as I do each and every year, it's very easy to see through those still cheeky children who have grown up a bit that are trying to pull one over on Santa Claus. So they're always well spotted in advance. I never drink and drive.
Do you have any worries at all about the Bermuda Triangle?
There used to be lots of worries about the Bermuda Triangle, of course, Rudolph especially. Oh, my goodness me. But now we found the bigger hazard, of course, is the weather and lots of larger planes. We have to watch out for these huge super planes that fly everywhere these days.
And what do you like most about coming to Bermuda?
Well, I must say it's a lovely, lovely place, 700 miles at sea, and the way the people greet you is like a friendly... Oh, that's a song, isn't it, Mrs. Claus? Yes. Well, of course, those words speak very nicely to the reason that I love coming to your beautiful island.
Thank you so much, Santa.
And may I just say in closing, Mikaela, a very Merry Christmas to you and all the wonderful people of your island of Bermuda and all the wonderful people there at the Bermuda Sun as well. A Merry Christmas from all of us at the North Pole. Happy holidays.